Hello everyone. Today we're going to be taking a look at Livy Book 2, passage 43 through 9, which is centered around Coriolanus or Coriolanus. So Coriolanus, who has fallen from glory and sent into exile, is said to have gone to the Volsci, an enemy of Rome, where he was received with open arms. And now he leads the Volscian army on his way to invade Rome when he is confronted by his mother, as we will see in this passage. So I'm going to summarize these first two parts real quick in English before we get to an actual analysis of 3 through 9. So, for the first. Then the matrons gathered in large numbers at Vituria's, Coriolanus' mother, and Volumnia, his wife. I, in this case Livy, cannot find out if this was a public decree or the woman's fear. And then moving on to the second. But in all events, they succeeded so that Vitruria, a woman of age, go with Volumnia and her 2 small sons to the enemy camp. And because the weapons of the men were not able to defend the city, the woman would defend with her prayers and tears. So now we begin with Ubi ad castra ventum est. So when they came to the camp, nuntiatumque, and it was sent to Coriolanus that a huge crowd of women was present, adesse. Then we go all the way over here to motus esset, which is a passive pluperfect subjunctive, so it's going to translate as had been moved. So, while he who had been moved, neither by the majesty of the state as in its ambassadors, nor by religion as poured to his eyes and heart, was obstinatior here, is a degree, so it's going to be even more obstinate or even more stubborn. So he who hadn't been moved by all those things was even more obstinate against the woman's tears, lacrimas muliebris. Then Dane, familiarum quidam, a certain friend, cognoverat, so he recognized Vitruria, insignem, so she was standing out among the others by her grief, standing in between her daughter-in-law and grandchildren. So the friend says, Nisi me frustrantur oculi mater tibi coniunxque et libere adsunt. So he's saying, if I am not deceived by my eyes. So this is translated this way because frustrantur here is a passive indicative present. We know this because it ends in untur, which we have our endings aristur, mermini untur. So it's the eyes that are doing the deceiving, since it's passive. So if I am not deceived by my eyes, your mother and wife and children are here. So Coriolanus, prope ut amens, so near as if insane, jumped from a seat to complexum, embrace his mother. And opui here is meant more in the terms of meeting. So he jumped from his seat to embrace his mother as she met him. And the woman, mulier, versa, turning from her prayers to anger, iram, said, here we connect sine and sciam to mean let me know or allow me to know. So allow me to know, prius quam complexum accipio, so before I accept your embrace, allow me to know whether I've come to an enemy or to a son. Here, venerum is a perfect subjunctive, so whether I have come to an enemy or to a son. Whether I am a captive or a mother in your camp. So here, she's asking, has my long life and unhappy old age led me in hoc to this? Viderum here is a subjunctive, so to see you an exile and then an enemy. Here, populari sounds a bit similar to popularis, as in of the people or relating to the people. But actually here it's populor, populari, populatusum, which actually means to ravage or devastate. So, can you ravage this land which birthed and nurtured you? So here, did not your anger fall, however hostile and threatening your spirit when you arrived, as you entered the territory? So here, succurit can mean to come to mind. So, did it not come to mind when Rome was in view, inside those walls, Moenia, are my home and my gods, my mother and my wife and my children. So here we have a conditional starting with nisi and ending with sm. It's a past contrary to fact condition because we have our verbs in the perfect subjunctive. So you'll see how it's translated. So therefore, ergo, had I not given birth, Rome would not be attacked. Had I not had a son, I would have died free, libera, in a free land, libera patria. But, so here we have miserius and turpius. These are also degrees, miserius coming from miserior and turpius coming from turpior. Miserius here would mean more miserable or more wretched, while turpius would be more disgraceful. So, but I can now suffer nothing that can be more miserable to me or more disgraceful to you. And here we have miserrima, which is also a degree, meaning most wretched. So, nor however most wretched I am, diu for long, I will be so for long. Dehis videris, so look to these, quos, for whom, if you proceed si percis, untimely death immatura mors, or long enslavement, longa servitus, awaits. So, nor however most wretched I am, I will be so for a long time. Look to these, for whom, if you proceed, untimely death or long enslavement awaits. So, uxor, his wife, then, and his children, embraced him. And the weeping fletusque, arising ortus, from the entire crowd, and lamentation of themselves and of their country, at last tandem shattered the man.